Well, is it recording? Am I recording? I think I'm recording. I'm hoping that I'm recording. So, I could be inking, but I'm not going to be inking here. This is page 2, and I could start inking this. Finished page 1 this morning. And I started drawing page 3, and had this other plan. I had a whole sequence where they get into their vehicles, and there's a briefing scene, and then they're flying out to the mission zone to go rescue the scientists that you saw in the first page. These guys. And I was just I got home from work and I had dinner and I was a little tired and I just had this vision of something else. So, um, let's make this a shoot. Maybe it's got to be smaller, something like that. Um, Now my idea is I want to do it's like they're getting briefed. Um, on the way there. So we start out right outside the cave entrance and we can kind of start the adventure right at the entrance of the cave. So this has, you can see the title block over here too. Why he has a title block. And where's my title block? I'm gonna crush this down a little bit. The reason is, and I think I might have explained this on a previous one, I'm gonna open on this kind of like opening scene, and then we have the thing where we're introduced to the characters and each one has their name and you see they say a little thing about themselves. For example, Fang says finally some action and Snapper says my meditation will have to wait. See, it's kind of like you're learning a little bit about each character. I call this storytelling. And then, whoops, hey now, come on back. So first page, second page, and then, well, first page, second page, and then the splash page, right? So it's almost like if the first 2 pages were, -1 and 0, this would be 1. But it's really page 3. And it has the ship. And I gotta admit, oh, come on, what am I doing here? All right, here we go. I'm torn about whether to make this the front of the ship or the back of the ship. I want to call it the June bug or something. And it's like like if it were a teardrop, the bulb of the teardrop would be the front. Right, and it goes this way, like that. So it flies this way. Is that too counterintuitive? I don't know. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna see what happens. All right. So what that means is, hang on. I'm still on the right. We get our the head of Luminary explaining the mission and why it's important. I was thinking it might be a cool gimmick that he never opens his eyes except for in times of extreme danger or something like that. So when I drew him before, I've got this gem. I don't know if I'm going to use this gem because I used the same kind of gimmick with the gem for, which character? The character in Prometheus Powers, yeah. What if I put a little, just a teardrop or a diamond? I think a teardrop might be cool. For Luminary. Also, I didn't like how that face turned out. I might have to redraw it, but and here's my problem right here. I need to go and probably do like some more remedial drawings on faces, mouths, noses. The mouth and the nose are the ones that stymie me. This is how it's supposed to go, I think. I know this is a very Jack Kirby looking chin here, but let's do it. The giant mouth. Okay, when you see Luminary, you also should see like these pixels, because he's a hologram. Actually, that looks okay. And to even out his chin. With this teardrop. His nose seems a bit crooked. This seems to indicate to me that I need to spend a lot more time in my sketchbook. Less time online, more time on sketchbook. All right. Hey, at least I'm recognizing it. I think this will do okay. So Luminary, I decided he's not like he's not like Professor X. He's not like the boss. The boss is really Snapper at this point. He's an advisor, but he has all of the like the details. I wonder if where I just didn't make this guy symmetrical at all. All right, let's do another pixel. Okay, he'll be giving the briefing and he'll be saying to the Beast Rangers why it's important that they rescue these scientists, and it's going to be because the one of them, this I think the mouse guy, has some kind of microchip, and um, associated with, so the bats are vampire bats. They're going to do something with the blood, like, and that's why they captured them or something. Maybe some kind of special DNA sequence. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It has to do something with the blood, and that's why it's the vampire bats. This one's going to be Celeste. Each of the Beast Rangers has different kind of eyes. Celeste is going to have kind eyes with a, what's her femininity there, right? She's got a little bit of a, they're standing around the opening of the cave. Maybe it's down into this thing that they're looking. I'm looking at Celeste. I think her head is a little big. Maybe something like that. This head right here is going to be a luminary head. It's going to be the one that's coming off of his wrist communicator. You know, like giving the end of his lines, whatever his line is. We'll save one last sentence of it for the panel. All right. If I'll put that star there. She has a bow. Come on now. I might be ready for a new silicon tip on my on my Apple Pencil here. Yeah, I made her too big. Look how much bigger she is than Snapper. Snapper has to be bigger. So I can do a couple of things. I can make Snapper bigger. That's easy enough to do. I can put him in front just a little bit. But I could also make her smaller. This is what happens a lot when I'm drawing, and I know this is probably not a good thing to do with your drawing skills when you're able to just resize things on the fly. But man, it is so quick. Otherwise, you'd have to, sort of redraw everything from scratch or use a lot of eraser, right? All right, I don't think I got his alligatorness in there. All right, there's Snapper. Snapper's looking good now. All right, they should all have this sort of armored suit. And then Snapper has like the wraps. She has what looks a little bit like a bathing suit. A little bit like a bathing suit. And she also carries a bow, which I think she's going to carry in her left hand. Okay. And the other thing about Celeste, you always got to kind of push her to the back because she has these giant wings. So I think she just naturally kind of end up in the back where her wings don't bother anyone. And then when she has to, she can leap into action and start flying immediately. I could even make her flying above, but I think for this very first shot, which is one of the first times you see all the characters together, I'm going to have her there. Okay, now you can see I drew two circles for heads, but what I'm gonna do is once I finish this guy, I'm gonna push him over to the right, um, because this is Blaze. Lions have this sort of mascara look. Beast Rangers. Beast Rangers save the day. I can just totally see the cartoon that this would have been. I drew a lot of Blaze on his sky cycle, his Blaze cycle, and I had an idea. Like I said, I had an idea for a really fun sequence of him showing off on his flying motorcycle and then crashing it. I'm gonna have to save that because I think, as good as it is, I think I'll save that for a future thing. All right, so we got Beast Rangers. Okay, he's got a he's gonna be pointing down with a sword. I think that means, and the sword is the Blaze sword. So he's very fiery. His name is Blaze. He's got a fire themed flying motorcycle. I don't know if you remember the Battle Beasts, although this is the Beast Rangers, not the Battle Beasts. They all had elements, but obviously they would be fire, air, water, and Fang would be earth. For the actual Battle Beasts, they actually only had three elements. They had fire, water, and wood, I think. So I'm not sure how much I want to play into the elemental thing. I mean, it's a cool thing, and people know it from Pokemon, so it's cool. You know, they would be familiar with the concept of, this character is all about this element, and this character is a fire type, or whatever. Um, so it wouldn't be like out of place to do it, but maybe that's for later. Man, look at poor Fang is getting pushed out. But what I'm gonna do here, hang on. Once I get him drawn, I'm gonna shove him over about half an inch to the right. All right, we're getting somewhere, right? These are roughs, of course. If you're looking for me to David Finch this thing up, it's not going to happen. I don't have it in me. Hang on. All right, if we're at this level, and the arm is too long, that's how it's got to be. And then same deal here. I think it goes right there. So let's take a look. Length of one arm, length of the other. It's about right. It's not perfect, but it'll be all right. We'll figure it out. We're going to do some digitigrade legs. There we go. And Blaze has a tail. All right. So I think we've got the general form of Blaze here. So let's push him over to the other side. So we just take the whole thing and just sort of, there we go, right? Now, if you're thinking, hey, you couldn't do that if that were traditional art. Yeah, you could. You could just do it with tracing paper. I see people do it with tracing paper all the time. Tracing paper was like the unsung hero of every comic artist arsenal because you didn't want to do that many takes and have to redraw everything, and erasers were pretty destructive to things like Bristol. So anyway, I saw one guy on Facebook who was he was trying to do these two characters dancing, and he drew the one character and then he drew the female character, and he was like putting it on her, on the other character, trying to move it around, trying to see where the pose would work best. And then he took another piece of tracing paper, put it over both of them, and drew it. Okay, I think that Blaze is pushy enough that he's in front of her hand. And actually, he's even in front of her leg. She's, like I said, in the back. That's right. All right. I could take Snapper's. I want to make sure we see a little bit of his tail. He's got unlike the others, he's got like a big alligator tail. He's an alligator. And then he's got these wraps on his feet, on his legs. Maybe it needs to go down here. There's a good chance once I draw this whole thing, I'm going to take it all and shrink it down again. All right, Fang. Fang is my secret favorite. He's moody and intense, and you notice his eyes don't have. His eyes are like this. He's a wolf. All right. Fang has the what I call the Street Fighter 2 sleeveless gi. He doesn't wear the armor. We'll bring it up in one of the episodes about why he doesn't. I think we need to shrink. Yeah, they're too big in there, so let's get him down. I'm not gonna be able to fit Fang in. Now I will. All right, and I'll probably end up moving this again. I'm going to do like a little rule of three grid to make sure that I'm at least crossing that middle line up at the top. If these were the Mutant Ninja Turtles, Fang would be Raphael, Blaze would be Michelangelo, Celeste would be Donatello, and Snapper would be Leonardo as far as personality types, because he's the violent, brooding one with the anger issues. Blaze is the flamboyant one. Celeste is scientific. And then Snapper is the leader, or the most mature. Okay, I think we're going to put his hand up like this, like he's like. I'm wondering if it's. Yeah, how about this? He's taking his sword out like that. So it's not the best silhouette. Like, I want to see a lot of variation in the silhouettes, but it's pretty good. So here he's holding the scabbard. Well, I don't know. He has twin fang blades. Maybe I put both blades up behind him. Come up with a different pose. He's got a tail too. He's got like a dog tail. I don't like this in this hand right here. This is better, like that. So if this looks blocky and uncool to you, I can only apologize. We'll get to it soon enough. We'll fix it up. Fix it up, whatever. I think everyone's gonna like Fang. He's got this, like I said, the Street Fighter Goku sleeveless gi. And then, hang on. He's got the pants, which in there, but he's also got like the wraps. He's a true martial artist. Okay. Should I? This is a flaming sword, but I'm just trying to get like the like a foreshortened perspective out of it. So let's hang on. Distort like something like that maybe. Let's put his swords right here. Okay. Then apologize for making these pretty lightweight. Okay. Ah, have I missed the mark? Let's take a look. It seems like if I push Snapper in just a little bit. Something like that. And then I don't think I can push him out or push him in enough. I think this is just how it's got to be. So let's see what we can do with this. First of all, where is this guy's fist? It's right here. Okay. Their signature weapons. She has a bow, the Starlight Bow, which we can't see all the details of. He has an axe. Which we're going to call it the Cyber Axe. I don't know if I like that hexed. How about this? I think I didn't make. I think I've made it too off kilter anyway. All right. This guy, her. She has gloves, but they're like forearm guards for her bow. See, I'm functional. He has these giant wristband things. They're big, chunky, cybernetic things. Okay. Okay, we could do like some. It's a great like pin-up battle pose. Um, this dude is not looking good. What was I thinking? All right, let's see if I can fix this guy. Okay. Now I've only got this much room to lay out like a briefing, so and which is less room than you think. It's like 2 or 3 lines of text. You have to, with comics, tell the majority of the story in the art. That's why this inset panel exists. Um, that way I don't have to use the words. Get into your vehicles and fly to the area. We just show it. We don't do anything. We just show it. I think the real problem with this guy, his eyes are too big, but I kind of wanted that. I don't know. It is what it is. Okay, the Beast Rangers. And then down here somewhere, a title and credits. This is the title. Credits are down below. All right, let's do some dialogue here. And I might redo this logo. I kind of like to do like hand-drawn lettering, but I'm not good at it. So what I'll sometimes do is put this on there, back down the opacity, throw a layer on top of it, and draw something over it, but use the spacing. But it is it's okay. Okay. All right. The official font of this comic is called Ready for Anything. Regular. The official font type size is 14. Beast Rangers. A pair of prominent scientists have been kidnapped in the Mystic Forest. Mystic Forest. We don't know who is responsible. Each of the scientists tier for an experimental sequencing program at Cygnus Colony. Okay, as I said before, it has something to do with the blood. All right, there we go. Look how much room it took up already. Now we have a little bit of wiggle room, by the way, because we can do this. Change the leading, that's about right. However, more than 4 lines of text you don't want to do in a just world, and the reason is you want to make sure that look at it here. Here I am squeezing into more sequence at Cygnus Colony. Let's see. Let's have it like right here, and then let's have a follow-up line. This could be coincidence. This kidnapping could be coincidence or something more sinister. What do you suppose it is? Of course, it's something more sinister. In any case, so we must rescue. Before the can be used against the colony. All right, this might be too much to write. We'll find out. Not 1, 14. All right. And we got too much right already. Okay, but how can we take some off? All right, then now we got to do, well, let's do this. First of all, select all. Let's fix the leading. And now let's take the last sentence off. And we'll move it down. Cut. Well, let's cut it for right now. Let's just say I have tracked their remote cave. Okay. Other options, by the way, include we could drop it by 1 or 2 font sizes, but I hate doing that because it creates inconsistent font sizes and you can go too small. To a remote cave. All right, now that's that line that I was going to have in there. Pace. We must rescue science for technology. Can we use the column? 14. 6. See how much see how much trouble you go through trying to. All right, by the way, here's the flow. I'm going to put another God damn it. I'm going to put another layer just so you can see it. So this is what we're assuming the reader is going to do. So they're going to go, come on, damn it. Oh, I'm definitely putting another point on this. Is they're going to go like this. That's the flow. Fang will be the last thing they see. Okay. I've got all this room down at the bottom. I know I could push these guys down. I don't want to because I've got them kind of on a good line. But you know what? I need the room. So let's go ahead and do it. But we're going to distort it just a little bit. Let's take that in any case. Right there. Okay. So normally we wouldn't expect that it would read right to left, but I think we can do snapper and then we can do a line from Blaze will be the last line. I'm going to call them Rangers. You heard of Rangers. And it could be dangerous. This is definitely a snapper line. And then all right. Blaze saying something obnoxious. Not afraid of any cave. Okay. And there we go. Now, is that all there is to it? Well, okay, hang on. Because this is in the forest, we could do some trees. They're presumed to be standing just outside the cave entrance, so we might put some rocks right here. By the way, this story, the Beast Ranger started as a joke. Just so everybody knows. I used it on the spur of the moment as like a demo of a writing activity that I did over at the Adventures in Comics Making Discord. All right. All right. And then the more I played around with it, the more fun it got. And I thought, you know, if it's this fun, let's just make this into a story. All right. Oh, he's got like the same thing on his forearms he's got on his digitigrade leg pieces. All right. And that's that. That's how you draw a page of comics. Well, it's a splash page, The Bee Strangers. Drawn and lettered at this point. As far as I go. As far as I go. And what I'll do is from here, um, we throw another layer on top. We start inking. We'll take this layer and bust it back down a little bit in opacity, and we put the ink layer on, and then we just erase the pencil layer, and it just goes away. All right, it's looking cool. All right, I will talk to you later. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and you'll see more Bee Strangers and more comics every day.